And we're live. Hey, everybody. Dan Chinder here in Globe, Arizona, 100 miles east of Phoenix, up in the mountains, with my partner in crime with our show Under the Influence, Lou Caldarella, who's in Brewster, New York, an hour north of the city. We're both sort of like remote people, I guess you could say, when we're not like at work with other people. I hide out in my cave here up on the volcano rim in Globe, Arizona. How are you, Lou? Happy holidays. You got your Christmas hat
Yeah,
on. I should have wore a yarmulke tomorrow. Yeah, tonight's the first night of Hanukkah. Darn it, I missed on that.
yeah. It's I can't believe we're at the end of the year already, and it's the holiday season. But thank
Yeah,
you. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
good.
I hope everything's great with you, and
It
looking
is, yeah.
forward to diving in again.
Yeah, we both had some fiasco fun recording our outros, folks. We figured that the end of the year, let's do outros, and in January we're gonna each feature at least two favorite intros to songs that are just drums. So I've got the show. Well, I will have the show up right here. If you folks want to chime in, let us know where you're watching from. Give comments. What are your favorite outros, folks, that are drums only? So we're going to start with Lou's. Let's start with the one that starts with a R. And why don't you unfold it? Tell the story about why you chose that one and who the original drummer is. Not that anyone won't know, I think, but go
Yeah.
ahead. And why is this part of your influences?
Yeah, obviously, when you and I were talking at the end of the last episode, we were come up with the idea with doing the intros and the outros, which, I love this concept. There's so many great classics that we can choose from, and I'm sure people will be chiming in with some as well. There's some classics, right? We were thinking at first, let's avoid some of the really typical ones, but due to some uncontrollable circumstances in my studio, I kind of had to round back around and grab one of the ones that are the classics.
Oh no, your Wi-Fi's freezing
Here,
again.
it's a good way to start this wonder intros. Most folks are. I'm sorry, I said the.
Yeah,
Oh, are
your
we good?
Wi-Fi's getting
Let me know
sticky
when I'm good
again.
there.
You're good, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry about that. This should be a pretty good set here.
Yeah, that's
And
okay. So Lou was saying that he circled back around and grabbed one of the obvious ones, which is.
figures, let's kick it off with rock and roll for an outro. Bonham, Bonzo, he's the guy with one of the big classics when we think of drum outros. That's kind of one of the ones most of us will draw inspiration from, that we go right to. There's so many great versions of it. The way he did it live was just woo.
Yeah,
I
and
could
that's
stick
the
with the
version.
classic.
That's the version that I learned from The Song Remains the Same since I was like 14. I believe it or not, never learned the studio version, which is quite different. And that's the one you did. And I'm glad you chose that, because to me, that's not as obvious as the live one. And maybe that's just my own personal take, because I've played the live one for 50 whatever years it's been. I don't know, I lost track, but since I was 14 or whatever. So yeah,
Yeah.
chime in, folks. And I think that Steve that chimed in and said Wi-Fi froze because of winter. It very well could be, especially where Lou is. What's the temperature there, Lou?
About 34 at the moment.
Wow, it's hot here. It's been around there, but right now it's 47. Okay, so let's kick it off with Lou's take on the studio version of Rock and Roll by John Bonham. If that's one of your favorites, folks, not only let us know in the comments, but send it in via the video submissions on our website. Not now, just stay with Lou and I for the show first. So here's Lou. Check it out. Turn it up. That's awesome. I don't know why. To me, that's harder than the live version, because it's kind of what I call like stuttery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, very
Da-da,
much so. The
ra-bum,
reason I did that one, I same with you. Like, I was so the album one is amazing, but I grew up influenced and loving that live Song Remains the Same version. I remember, getting to see that in like the Midnight Munchie movies over here in the next town over.
Yeah.
when that was the thing, you know, expecting to hear the ending from the album
Right. And that
first saw
freeze.
the film, and then seeing like, wow, him, the Amber Kit. But yeah, I came back to this one because now, as many of you know, I've been with the School of Rock a long time. So this song comes up a lot, and it's very about getting the kids that outro and getting it, really knowing the ins and outs of what's on the studio album. Recently become very familiar with that one again.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Brian Cahoon says hello, big fan, super user of Drum Talk TV, which is borderline abuser, but we'll let you have that, Brian. and thanks for joining us, everybody. Chime in, let us know where you're watching from. So we're gonna go to one of mine. We're gonna take turns. Lou has another one coming. I have two. I'm gonna go with my live version of Dazed and Confused ending, and there's two versions of this. One of them is I'm doing the one from the record. The audio version is different than the movie. The movie version I'm going to show real quickly. Hopefully this will size right, and it's not the one I'm playing. So folks, when you watch mine, don't say that's not how it went, because I'm not doing the version I'm going to show you. But I love this version also. Why did I not do this one? I don't know it as well, and I've been doing the other one since I was like 14. So check this out. Here's Bonzo. Here it comes. Hold on to something. Here we go. Okay, here's my crap version, which is from the record. Here we go. And there's no music with mine. I start out with the and then I just start playing. Here you go. Oh, turn it up. It's kind of quiet. You know what? I did not have that sized correctly. I don't even know if people saw it. Let's see. Here we go. Sorry about that. Check it out, folks. Dum-dum. A much different look on my face, folks, than you'll see from my next one, which I'll explain when we get to it. I don't know. I think my mic gain was turned down because I grabbed the mic that I use when I broadcast from my Big Blue kit when I've got my 1500 watt PA blasting music. So I think that's why the recording came out quiet. But Lou's are nice and hot. Explain your other one and who the drummer is and what you like about this outro, Lou, and what the influence is.
All right. I do, though. Dan, I do have a question for you.
Oh, sure.
Before we move on to that one. With the outros for that. Now, I did notice on a couple with the movie and the album were a bit different. Yeah. Is that, do we know? Because I know that they played a couple nights. Is it just that we're like the album was one night? Did they do 3 nights or was it 2?
I think they did 3, and then they even reshot some stuff in a sound stage that they cut in, like those real close-ups of John Bonham during Black Dog, and when the camera comes down, you see his foot. All of that stuff was done in a sound stage. They literally set up their stage with the mirrors in a sound stage and kind of reshot a few things. But what you saw me play from the record is a real concert, and the movie is from the real concert, and there is a variation. Like there's some songs in the movie that aren't on the record, and they don't show. Instead of going into Celebration Day after rock and roll, you hear the very beginning of it, and then it goes into the intro of Bring It On Home, which goes into Black Dog, and that's not on the movie. what's the one from the other one from Houses of the Holy that's on singing in the sunshine, laughing in the rain. The Ocean, that's not on the album, it's in the movie. There are some differences, which is weird. And I used to be mad about that. I've settled with it because, now we get more stuff and different versions.
Right.
And there's two different versions, even though No Quarter is on both. That center section's a little different. The record has a better version of Whole Lotta Love. That long jam is edited short in the movie and just quirky crap like that. Yeah.
Yeah, some great performances on those. But I knew there was a couple. I wasn't sure if it was 2 or 3 different performances there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as we move on to some other stuff, I'm a huge, my affiliation with Limelight. I'm a big Rush guy. There's so many Rush ones I could have done, but I picked a few in some of our past episodes. I've done some stuff from Pierre, and you got the outros of like Limelight and Subdivisions and Red Barchetta. There's so many, incredible cool ones.
Yeah.
But I just okay, a lot of people expect Rush from me.
Right.
So I was trying to think, as we were talking about, there's so many classics. I mean, other outros, Asia, of course, one of the ones I had hoped to do, I'll tell the folks the story really quickly, is I had hoped to do an outro for Daltrey's Under a Raging Moon. I'm a big, Keith Moon fan. And that outro section of just drums with Mark Brzezicki and Zach Starkey is just out of this world. Folks, if you're unfamiliar with that song, please go listen to it. There's some great performances on that from a ton of great drummers.
Yeah, including Jason, too.
So, yeah, I tried to get that one done, and software and computer things just took that one out of my hands, and so I had to reshoot some stuff. That one I couldn't do. Maybe in the future I'll be able to get that one on an episode.
Yeah,
but for the next one of the classics, which is just I can recall this as one of the coolest songs when I was a kid that made me really notice the drummer, is Aqualung, Jethro Tull with Clive Bunker,
original drummer,
and what a cool outro in that one there. And I believe it was Aqualung his last album with them before Barlow, right?
Yeah.
So last of his tenure with the group there was at the 4th album, and such great drumming all over, such a cool drums in your face approach. So yeah, I picked Aqualung for the next outro.
And it's great. Check this out, folks. I love this. Great job on this, Lou. Check this out, folks. Turn it on.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to skip to about halfway through. There we go. Superb. That was great. I love that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Was Clive one of your bigger influences as well growing up in drumming?
He came in. Clive and Barrymore Barlow were big influences when I started really diving into the drums. My first couple were Moon and Bonham, and my folks always had Motown and classic music, classic older big band stuff on. So even that I was a huge fan of the Motown drummers.
Nice.
And Motown drummers, Keith Moon and Bonham got me going. And then when I started diving
the Wi-Fi's freezing again.
But yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Uh-oh. All right.
We're back. He's back. Yeah, he's back.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
Chime in, folks. Let us know what some of your favorite drum outros are. Yeah, cool. So let's
Yeah, that
go.
one was fun.
You played it great, and your snare sounds so good. It's such a great sounding kit, and it's properly mic'd. I've got one microphone on mine, and I was telling Lou before we started that I had the gain turned down because I had, or maybe it was during the show, I don't even remember now, because I grabbed the mic that's on my big blue kit I usually broadcast from with the PA blaring, and I just didn't think of it when I moved it over to the smaller kit that I'm doing these on. So this next one, I've learned a lot of, I think, difficult and complex music in my life. I was in a band. Boy, I have an announcement about this coming another time, but I was in a band, 15, 16, 17 years old. We played the whole Song Remains the Same album. We all collected Zeppelin bootlegs, so we played different stuff from different tours. For a while, we had a keyboard player, and we played all of Carnival 9 and crazy stuff like that. And I love playing that music. Classic and any, Yes, Genesis, Rush, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Asia, Gentle Giant. And what I'm going to show everybody right now, I don't even know why I chose it. It's the hardest thing I've ever learned. And it's the end of I Can't Quit You Baby, the version on Coda, which is from a sound check at Royal Albert Hall. And I told my wife, she turned my camera on and off for me. She went into my studio. I said, I need you to please be patient because I played this a few days ago and I got frustrated. So I need to listen to it and then play it, listen to it, then play it. So I listened to it a couple times just to refresh my memory because he's doing like 3 different things back and forth, and you gotta be able to play it. You gotta remember what he's doing for how long and in what order. It's a little tricky. So I listened to it. And then I played it, stopped and started like 4 times. And then I said, okay, let's record it. And I did it and I got it. And I said, that's it. I'm not doing it again. And it's the only thing I've ever played that I got like a stomach cramp. And look at the end of look at my face, folks, on the end of the video. It's kind of a big F that. But I love this thing and I was determined to get it. So again, the volume is low, turn it up. And take a stab at this, drummers. Take a stab at this. It's fun. It's complicated. It's a brain twister. And here you go. Whoops, wait. Gotta size it again. What's up with this nonsense? Here we go. Okay, so I'm playing, imagine the song, the end of the song. Bow, 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 bow. That face right there says it all. Oh boy. Yeah, that was fun though. I'm just glad it didn't take half an hour because my wife was expecting someone in. But that's a fun one. It's a challenge, and I think that's why I chose it. And when the album came out, I don't remember the year Coda came out. Do you, Lou? Roughly, when was that? Was that in the late 80s?
Was it, it's just out of reach, but it's right in the other room. I want to say, was that 82 or 3?
Maybe. It was just not long after he passed away.
Because Bonham passed in 80.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so it wasn't that much longer. And I remember several times trying to learn that and just saying, because it was so hard. And I revisited it like maybe 2 or 3 years ago and got it. And so now I think that's why I pulled it out of my butt to say, oh, I'll just do that. Thinking, like a lot of other stuff, I can not play it for a long time and it just comes back. That one did not. I had to really work at it, which is fun. It's
great job.
Part of the
great
challenge.
Job. Sound good.
Thank you. Thanks. So Lou and I, like I said, this is the last show of the year. We do this once a month, and we're going to do intros next month. We'll announce the date ahead of time. So if you have suggestions, you can let us know or send yours in. We'll feature them on the show. You can go to drumtalktv.com. In the upper right corner, on desktop anyways, is video submissions. Click there, read all about it, fill out the form. Give us a link to your video. Maybe we'll feature a bunch of fan stuff as well, which we're always happy to do. But folks, you got to send them in. So I'll do a better job at letting you all know ahead of time. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Lou, any closing words for outros? You want to name a couple other favorites?
Yeah, a couple. There's just, I had hoped to in the future. I still got to mention it again. That Under Raging Moon was one of the favorites.
Yeah, me too.
Asia, that was one of the. I would have loved to do that one, but was ran a little short of time recording these, and I don't think I would have gotten that one in one or two takes. So
Yeah,
that's a big one.
cool. Me too.
I think we covered a lot of the good ones today.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah, I
I'm
think we
really
covered the big guys today.
definitely. I have a big guy one for one of the intros I'm doing, and I have to work at that. It's something I also haven't done in a while, but I'll give it away. The drummer, anyways. It's one of them by Ian Pace, and it's freaking brilliant. It's great. So there you go.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, I got a couple fun ones.
Awesome.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to the next. And everybody, thanks in ideas, and we'd love to see your videos on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks everybody for joining us. More to come in 2023, including three new series. My wife came up with one of them, and it's great. I even offered her to host it. No, I offered her to host one that I thought of. You'll find out about it. And the newsletter is coming out soon, so sign up, sign up, sign up. Thanks everybody. We will see you very soon. Before you know it. Happy holidays.